My story begins in November 2017. It was a Saturday, November 19, 2017. I was preparing to get retired. I did a long career in the oil and gas, 35 years in the oil and gas. And today I was a CEO of a great oil and gas multinational. So I was happy going to that movie because my boss has accepted me my retirement. He told me that in 4 months I'm gonna be retired. I began to shift my mindset to go to the retirement. I was in that Thanksgiving mode that was coming. So I was picking up my wife to go to see the Superman premiere. I'm a big fan of DC and Marvel. So I was there in the movie, seeing the movie with her, and suddenly I received a phone call. The phone call was my boss that was approved my retirement. He said, "Hey, Jose, you need to come tomorrow to an urgent meeting here in Caracas." Our headquarters was in Caracas, Venezuela. So I called my 5 top executives, and the other day we were flying to Caracas. Now it's November 20. I'm in the middle of a big preparation for a big meeting that was gonna be done next day. And the next day, November 21, 2017, we go to that big meeting. I did a great presentation, more than 1,000 people, and everybody standing ovation of our presentation. I was planning to get to my plane and come back and begin my new journey. And suddenly appear 20 guys with these big outfits as Robocops with something called here DGCIN. And I asked, what is that DGCIN? And they say, that is the Counterintelligence Police of Venezuela. It began to be a settlement. And we became international hostage during 5 years. Our life was stalled during 5 years. So you will say, what happened here? Well, that was the beginning of my nightmare. That beginning of my nightmare. And today I talk that any adversity in your life will appear that way. Adversity always comes with a phone call. You receive a phone call that some family passed. You receive a phone call that your family had a car accident. You receive a phone call that you're having an illness. You receive a phone call that you were fired. Any adversity will come. Nobody is prepared for this. Even if you have the training, it will appear in your life and you will get in shock like it happened to us. We didn't know what was going, no clue what was going. The second thing that will happen is that you will deny it. We were in denial. We were saying that is not happening to me. This is a mistake. Well, that mistake began to be a nightmare because we were putting in solitary confinement. We lose all the hope and we were going to a big depression in that moment because we stayed almost 1 year totally disappeared with no contact with the external world. But there is a choice, and this is the thing I always tell people. You have that choice how you decide to overcome your adversities. You can do it in a positive way, or you can do it in a negative way. But you need to be calm and focused in the situation. So at some point, we had some sparkle of light, and we said, hey, you need to be focused in the situation, and you need to stay calm. That was a game changer. Because when you are calm and focused, you begin to see the things different. And if you shift for the proper mindset, being positive, then you begin to see things, even in the darkest moment, in a different way. At that point, one day, they opened the door, and there was a phone call from my wife. So I had a 1-minute call with her, and we learned that they were fighting hard to bring us back. That began to boost my hope because now I'm connected with my family. In any adversity, my friends, never do this alone. Connect with your loved ones. So I got connected with her. They were having a lot of pressure to bring us back. So they flew a UN commission to there to see us. We were in really bad shape. I lost 100 pounds. I had suffered pneumonia, bronchitis, scabies. We went through a lot of things. So this guy began to do the pressure, and they allowed us to bring us food and medicines. And I began to smuggle letters inside those trash cans because I needed to be connected with my wife. So when I began to smuggle those letters, 1 year after, December 30, 2018, wow, that was a game changer for me because now I'm connected with her. They never found the letters. We did develop a secret code, and we begin to write and write and write, and she answer every 3 days. And we compiled, when I came back, 3 years of letters, 1,000 letters, that it became to be my book, the book of my story. So in that connection, that boosted my faith. It boosted my hope. And the situation began to evolve because we were connected now with all the pressure that was happening. And then they decided to put the six of us together. First time in 1 year, I saw this guy. I didn't know if they were alive or not. And then when we got together, another boost, because now we're connected with our team. We created a plan, and we decided to go to a survivor mode. So today, I ask the people, when you're having adversity, be focused, be calm, be positive, connect with the people that love you, and that will change your game. And then we were begin to get allowed to have some books. And I begin to read and read and read. And at some point, I read a book of a guy that was a survivor of the concentration camps in Auschwitz in the World War II. His name is Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl wrote a book called Man in a Search of a Meaning. That book talked to me. It changed my life. And I asked the people, find the purpose in your life. When I found that the purpose of my life was coming back sane in body, spirit, and soul for my family, that changed my life. So we begin to treat ourselves better. We begin to do exercise. We begin to read. We begin to write. We begin to have fun. We were playing domino inside there. And we begin to pray and read the Bible. The next thing I want to say, connect with your spirituality. You need to go back to your higher power. That connection will give you an infuse of force, and it will tap your inner force. Everybody has inside of themselves, and today I'm very clear on that, an inner force. You have that. You have to look at that. Once you tap it, it's going to change your life. So when we begin to do that, we begin to have a plan, a daily plan, a survivor plan, to eat, to read, to write, to exercise, to wash ourselves, to have fun, to pray, and to read the Bible. And at the end of the day, we decided, shout out very loudly, we're going to come back sane in body, in soul, and in spirit. And it began to happen in one day. It began to happen in a week. It began to happen in a month. And we came back in October 1st, 2022, through a prisoner swap. Today, I speak about this. Today, I learned that any adversity in life, you can survive it. Today, I do a great advocacy for the hostage community here in the US, because I learned that our case was not unique. I learned that a lot of Americans are in this situation in other countries. I connected with those families. I begin to support those families. I begin to talk loudly about raising awareness of this that today I know is called the hostage diplomacy. And today I became a leadership and resilience coach, because I discovered that my past 35 years experience being a leader, doing management with a lot of joint ventures, and my resilience being a survivor, I decided to combine both. And that's why I became a leadership and resilience coach. And I transformed that in a program that I have today that is called Life Build the Survivor Guide, LPSG, that is based on what I talk today. Be calm and focused, be positive, connect to your loved ones, take care of your mental and physical health, and connect to you with spirituality. If you do these 5 things and looking for your purpose in your life, my friends, you will survive any adversity in your life. My adversity was being a hostage. But your adversity can be having problem in your marriage, can be having problem in your life, in your health, with your kids, with your parents, whatever, you name it. But if you do this, you will overcome it. You will do it. And today, that's what I teach. Today, I also became a public speaker talking about this. What you're hearing today is my speech from captivity to freedom, overcoming with the power of love, faith, and hope, and believing in God. So this today is part of my journey. I decided to put this in my story, in my book, that today is called From Hero to Villain, the true story of the Circle Six, because we became a brand. We, the six of us, the press, put us the brand Sit Go Six. And that is my story I decided to tell, but with a legacy that anything in your life, you can always overcome it. So have the proper mindset. If you think that you're going through any situation that you cannot overcome it, believe me, you can do it. I'm proof of life. You can do it. But you need to be focused. You need to have that mindset. And if you have a business and you're struggling with your business, if you think that you don't have good leadership because the employees doesn't hear you, you're having a mess, all these things, you can overcome it because you can become a resilience leader. But you need to hear your inner voice. You have inside you an inner voice, and you have to hear it. You have to find it. And the only way to do it is connected with your higher power. Whatever it is, I'm a God believer. Today, I go to my church. I assist in a church service, and I decided to do this part of my journey of my life. And this is something that if you go to my social media, you will always see me talking about this, because the things in your life, sometimes you feel that you're hopeless, that you cannot make those things. But when you see inside yourself, when you get with the people that love you, that support you, you will find that force. And believe me, you will find it. You will find it because it's there. We are creatures of God. We are done as is His image, and you can do it. But you need to have that mindset. It's by choice. It's your choice, the way you decided to do it. So this is my message to you. This is the message to the world. I really are very excited to share this with the people, because really, I truly believe that if the people hear my message, read what I'm saying. I have a newsletter where I talk about this. It's called Building Resilience and Leadership. If you hear what I'm saying, if you read what I'm writing, if you hear my videos where I'm talking about this, you can overcome anything in your life, but it's your choice. So this is what I wanted to put the message here. Thank you very much.